This is the Ninja Legion. I'm Spider, and I'm here with a special mission, so to speak. I had the privilege recently of going to New York City to see Maximum the Hormone live in concert for one of 2 dates they did in the U.S. This is the first time they've been back in the United States in 6 years, and I was super excited to get a chance to go see them. For those of you who don't know who Maximum the Hormone are, they are a Japanese punk metal band, probably best known for doing the second opening and ending themes for Death Note, What's Up People, and Zetsubo Billy. They are super heavy, super intense, tons of energy, and like a lot of Japanese music, there's a little bit of a blend of pop in there as well. Some of their songs are kind of like cheery and up-tempo, not just all, you know, heavy metal insanity. But the cool thing about getting to go up there, in addition to being able to see them perform live, is I got to go to do a lot of other cool nerdy things in New York City. First thing I should say is that I went up with my friend Victor, who works at Collector's Corner, also does Philip Figglebottom's candy reviews, so check those out if you get a chance. And the first place that we went was this nice little anime store that we saw on the bus up. And it was just nerdvana in there because it was just figures and statues and all this cool like anime stuff. Like there were things that I had never seen before, things I'd never seen in person. They had all these Figma Marvel figures and D-Arts Pokemon figures. They had all the new Sailor Moon figures in there as well. The one thing I was able to pick up there was a Mega Man X Sigma figure, which I had never seen before, and being a diehard Mega Man fan was one of those like, I need to have this now type of thing. It was the first item in there that jumped out at me like that. Luckily, they were nice enough to ship it down here for me, which was awesome because I wasn't trying to carry on this giant box all day. Yeah, not fun when you're going to a show. But on top of that, we also got a chance to go to Nintendo World, which is really cool if you're a video game person. They've got all kinds of cool Nintendo stuff in there, from Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Brothers, tons of Pokemon stuff. They have 2DSs and 3DSs set up all around the store so you can play demos for different games. Of course, you can just buy the games themselves, but lots of cool merch, Poké Dolls, plush. They had plush Koopa Kids, which I thought was really neat. Pins, keychains, scarves, wallets, books. Pretty much anything you can imagine Nintendo. And then if you go upstairs, they also had like a little like history of Nintendo thing. So they had one big display case, and it was like every version of handheld that Nintendo's ever made, starting back with the old Game & Watches, going all the way up to the 3DS and 2DS that they have now. And they even threw some special edition ones in there. So there were like Pokemon versions, there was a Legend of Zelda version for some things, Mario versions for others. And then like another little like history of Nintendo display where they had all kinds of different like figures and merch and stuff that you could have gotten for various games. The main feature was Super Smash Brothers, since that was recently released on the 3DS. So you had little bits of things from various 3DS games, or from various Smash Brothers character games. So there was Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Mario, Donkey Kong, Metroid, all that good stuff in there. They had a giant Donkey Kong statue down in the front lobby, which was really cool. Had one of the complete with like a barrel that you would shoot out of in the Donkey Kong Country games, and bananas and all that fun stuff. It looked really awesome. I do have some pictures of some of the stuff from Nintendo World. We'll get those up for you so you can take a look at some of that stuff. They also had these really cool prints for Smash Brothers done by different artists from the different games. They had one that was like all the Wii Fit Lady like kind of outlines of the different characters doing the yoga poses and stuff, which was really funny. They had one that was done by Ken Sugimori, who's the primary Pokemon artist, with a few of the other Nintendo characters thrown in. They had a Fire Emblem one as well. So all kinds of cool stuff there. It was awesome to get to go to Nintendo World. I've heard lots of things about it. Never had a chance to go until now. So that was awesome. Also took a swing by Midtown Comics, one of the better known comic book stores in the country, being right there in New York in Marvel's backyard. They also get a lot of their own exclusive covers for things, which I was a little disappointed that they didn't have as many of those in store as I thought they would. They had a few like older ones that I guess they couldn't sell, and then a couple here and there. I was able to get a Spider-Man one, which was awesome, since Spider-Man's my favorite superhero. But their store wasn't as big as I thought it would be, and I don't know if it was their main shop or not. They do have 3 stores. I figured the Times Square one would be their main one. Could be wrong. But they had some cool collectibles and things like that. They had a set of like onesie Spider-Man pajamas that I was so tempted to buy, but had to pass on because they were a little too expensive. But the store was kind of poorly organized, which was a little disappointing. I kept having to ask where things were to find anything in the store, which isn't really great in a store when you're trying to buy. You know, if you're trying to buy things or if you're trying to sell things, you generally want, like, as a store owner, your customers to be able to find their way around. And I didn't think you could do that very well there. The employees were not the most friendly people. The ones that I had to ask for assistance seemed kind of bothered by the fact that I was asking them where things were, which also not great. We did talk to one of the managers really briefly, and he was really nice about everything. So I guess that's a good thing. And there was a new girl that seemed kind of nervous and awkward until Victor started talking with her about Sailor Moon, in which case then we had to like drag away from there because there was a line behind us. But it was neat to get to check it out after hearing so much about it. So there were some other pretty cool things while we were up there, kind of nerd related. There was they were doing some chalk art on the walls, and there was one woman there who was doing a Pathfinder goblin piece, which is awesome. Again, being a tabletop gaming nerd, and loving goblins in general, seeing somebody else like love goblins like that and have a little goblin plush and be drawing the goblins on the wall there was really cool. So that's all the other like random things that we did on the way up there. So the main event, Maximum the Hormone, going to see them at the Best Buy Theater up in Times Square, New York. Really awesome. We got there about an hour before doors open, waited in line with a bunch of other people who were just as excited about seeing the band as we were. A lot of them had 3DSs, so we were doing street passes, Smash Brothers battles, things like that. And just the big video marquee that they had up at the top, and watching it scroll past and seeing Maximum the Hormone on the little screen there. You can see the reflection of the windows of the building across the street, and all the people going, "What are you guys here to see?" Like just being really confused about the whole thing and having no idea what was going on. But everything went pretty smoothly. Got inside, got to go to the merch table. I picked up a couple of T-shirts. They had towels, their new CD in there as well. Normal prices for what you'd expect going to a concert. Shirts were like $30 a piece. Towels were $10. The CD was like $30 as well. And then they had like little cinch bag things, which I'm not a fan of, but there were people picking them up. So I got 2 shirts. I'm not wearing one now. I need to. But I will be wearing those in future shows. I'll be sure to point them out. So first band, they had one opening band with them. It was called Unlocking the Truth. And they're a New York-based band. 3 young kids, heavy metal. They actually were on the Colbert Report not too long ago, being featured. And they were one of the youngest band to play Warped Tour. They were the youngest band to play, I want to say Coachella. It might have been Lollapalooza, another music festival. They were the youngest band to perform there. But they put on a good show. They had a lot of energy. Their sound's a little unrefined, but it's kind of to be expected when you get a young group of artists like that. But they were really into it. They were trying to get the crowd like pumped up and motivated. They actually had a thinking super hard, right? Wall of Death happen where they get you, and if you don't know what that is, the crowd basically just splits down the middle, and then on there basically it's one of those like hold on my command, and then when they tell you, everyone from each side just runs at each other, and just like it's chaos. And it was pretty awesome. Lots of people there were very nerdy, so while we were waiting, because it kind of lasted a while, we're like, you know, for Isengard or for Asgard and things like that, just shouting out random things, which everybody seemed to get a kick out of, being nerds like that. They did have a little bit of sound difficulties, but they had somebody come out on stage, get it fixed up and get them going. So main event, Maximum the Hormone. The excitement was just, it was too much. Like by the time they were getting on there, I was like bouncing up and down in place. I was just like so wound up, so excited to get to see this band that I love, that you know, like I said, it was rarely in the United States. So everyone was speculating, you know, what are they going to open with? You know, which song are they going to go? Are they going to, you know, ease us into it? Are they just going to crush us? And they crushed us. They opened up with What's Up, People. And if you've never heard this song before, it's a little bit of like guitar build up, and then about 20 seconds into the song, it's just boom, like crush you. And that's exactly what happened. They started up, everyone started getting like super excited, and then when they hit that 20-second mark in the song, it was just destruction. Just everybody like rained in, and just people getting smashed everywhere, and they were just, you know, so much energy playing, you know, furiously. The music was, it was incredible. They just kind of went song into song into song. They played an 1.5-hour set with a few breaks for talking in between, but a lot of it was just them playing, and their songs were very high energy, very fast, and it was amazing, you know, to see them as performers be able to keep up that pace for that amount of time. So that's a testament to them and their ability to perform and, you know, put on a good show. They sounded incredible. They sounded, you know, just like on the albums in real life. Some of the other songs they played, two that I wanted to hear the most, they played Zetsubo Billy. It's the ending theme from Death Note. I love that song. And then F, which is their Frieza song from Dragon Ball Z. Definitely check that one out. It's their tribute to DBZ, and it's about Frieza. It's awesome. If you ever watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged, that's Frieza's ringtone in the show on his scouter, which I thought was awesome. It was a great nod. They also played like Bikini Sports Punching, which if you've never seen that music video, go check it out. It's insane. And their finale, like their encore song, because everyone's like, oh, more songs, and people kept yelling for one. Their final song that they played was, why is my brain drawing a blank now? Okay, I can't. I will get back to it in a minute when my brain finally catches up to my thought processes and my talking. Oh, Koino Mega Lover. It was their last song, and it's this crazy blend of pop and punk and metal and just, yeah, insane, awesome. But there were a few little interludes throughout it. They had one thing where they're like, this is, you know, there's lots of mosh pits and people that jump up and have signature things that they get people to do at shows. And the one thing that they have is what they call the Chisu jump. And you put your hands over your head like this, like that, and then you jump up and go, Chisu! And they kept telling you to do that, and after they get everyone to do it a few times, they're like, you know, by the way, Chisu means because I guess this is supposed to resemble that when you're doing it. I guess that was the idea. The other really crazy thing, at one point during the show, they actually got everyone to sit down. It's general admission, open floor, no chairs, no nothing like that. And they're like, everyone sit. And they got everybody in the venue to sit on the floor, with the exception of one guy who decided to be like, nope, I'm not doing it. And everyone's like, sit down, yelling at him, like, and he's just like, not doing it, shaking his head. Finally, they get him to do it. So they get everyone to sit down. They're like, all right, when we tell you to, everybody jump up. So everyone's on the ground, and then all at once, everybody in the audience jumps up and goes, Yatta! It was just amazing. It was an incredible show. I'm so happy that I got a chance to go see them. It was absolutely worth the trip all the way to New York. It's the first time I've made a trip that far just to see a band perform. I was not disappointed. Hopefully they come back and tour in the U.S. They seemed really happy with the crowd here. I really would like, for anybody who didn't get a chance to go see them, I know Cecil's jealous. He wishes he could have been there. I have a few other friends who would have loved to have gone to see them. I'm hoping they will come back and do another U.S. tour. I would absolutely go see them again. Amazing show, start to finish, just tons of energy. If you get a chance to, if they come back, I definitely recommend going to see them. I guess on a side note, if you are in the New York area or feel like making a trip, Baby Metal is playing this coming Tuesday. This might not make it up in time. I'm not sure. If not, Baby Metal is doing a show in New York soon from when we're recording. Would love to go to that one. Just can't wiggle it. But if you got to go to the show, let us know what you think down below in the comments section. If you have any questions about the show if you wish you could have gone, anything like that, also post them down below. But I hope you enjoy hearing about it. If you didn't get a chance to go to it, check out some of the pictures, videos, and things like that online for the band. Again, check out Philip Figglebottom's candy reviews. And yeah, thanks for watching. Again, I'm Spider. This is the Ninja Legion, and we will see you next time.